What's up, y'all? This is 10X Generation. This is my road to $1 billion. So, I've always been a creator, and I love creating. But the biggest jumps in my life have not come from this endless creation. It has come from random opportunities appearing and me simply being ready for it. And this is kind of a friction point for me because I was always told and I've always believed that the more effort, the more intelligence, the more effort you put into anything you do, the more reward you'll get out of it. So I put a lot of energy into learning how to build apps, teaching myself how to build apps, teaching myself how to build electronics and circuit boards and systems that actually work. Building games and businesses and just grinding. And as I got older, I realized my life has changed way more and has improved way more by from simply doing getting lucky essentially. The job I have now is just a good job. How did I get it? I was just there and I happened to get it. It didn't take any amount of intelligence. It didn't take any amount of really anything. It just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And I've had other really cool opportunities happen kind of just randomly. It didn't really take a whole lot from me. And um, that is the friction. It's like, okay, on one hand, I believe that my effort and my intelligence and my work ethic and my patience and my perseverance and all this stuff will get me where I want to go. But reality is telling me, hey, if you get lucky and if you're just able to show up on time and be a basic competent adult, you'll get everything you need. So I'm gonna dive into that a little bit more. Over here, when I was doing the entrepreneurial thing and building my business and thinking about this every day, programming every day, I have, a year-long vlog of me doing that every single day. The things I wanted were basic. I wanted a girlfriend. I wanted an apartment. I wanted to be able to just eat as much as I wanted. I wanted to end up financial independence. I wanted all these different things. And I was grinding towards that, right? It didn't, nothing really happened. I didn't start making a little bit of money, but it wasn't how I needed it to be. Versus over here, I went out and got a very basic job. Everything has been covered. Everything. I don't have to worry about anything. All I have to do is show up and sit down pretty much. And it's like, wow, that completely changes my idea. Like, what is the point of effort? And this is kind of the issue I'm having now, that I need to integrate these two parts of me, because I am a builder, I am a creator, but I'm also not stupid. I'm not going to put endless effort into something that's not giving me any return, because every single time I go and create an app, that's months of my life. That's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and days and days and days of me focusing on this and not thinking about anything else. So my food usually starts to suffer. Of course, I'm not exercising. My social life starts to suffer. And but I feel exhilarated by it, right? But it's not sustainable, because you can't build a life off of that. You need these other components. So reality has been teaching me that, that effort you're putting in, what you think it will give you, it will not get you. This thing over here, the basics, the regular life will give you everything that you could possibly want, but it won't fulfill this other piece of you. So now I'm sitting in this space right now where I'm wanting to create. I want to deploy the full extent of my ability into some area of my life, but reality itself is telling me, yeah, that's pointless to do. So I spent a little bit of time trying to integrate these parts, because what I found is that it's never about abolishing some piece of you. It's never about demeaning some piece of you. It's about properly integrating it. So if you have a part of you that is causing frustration or causing some sort of issue in life, your job isn't to push it down. Your job is to put it in its proper place. Integration. And that's what I was trying to do with my creator instinct. So after journaling, after doing all this stuff, meditating, thinking about this for a little while, I've come to the conclusion. The conclusion is frankly, I find it very beautiful and very satisfying. In the world, there are tons of opportunities happening all the time, but it's random. If you have the qualifications to make use of that opportunity, you may end up getting an amazing reward. So let's say Bitcoin, for instance. When Bitcoin first came out, it was very complicated. You had to be very astute in technology to be able to make use of that opportunity. You had to obsess about it and figure it out before everyone else did, so that you can ride that wave, right? You have to basically become a sleeper agent for opportunities. You need to be able to be in like a low passive state where you're just like, you have all your skills and they're honed. So you don't stop the programming, you don't stop the learning, you don't stop the reading, you don't stop the math, you don't stop whatever your skill is, you don't ever stop. But you don't put your full force into some miscellaneous random project, because that's just a waste of time most of the time. But you hone your skills, so you can, or you keep your skills sharp, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So you continuously learn more. You do a little bit here, there on the side, but you don't get obsessed about it. You just do basically the bare minimum to maintain your ability. And then once an opportunity strikes, you unleash your full potential to that opportunity. And that way, you can make the most use of whatever happens. So with this AI boom, or Bitcoin, or when Apple first came out with apps, or a new platform, or anything else. And this is in general, I'm talking more so on the development side because that's what I'm good at. But this works for everything, right? If you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're blah, 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 you have to become a sleeper agent. You have to be able to sit down, keep your skills sharp, but just be able to observe, wait, and be able to wait for the time to deploy your full skills, right? So that's a far cry of what I was doing before, because before what I would do is just like, oh my gosh, I need to make something, I need to create something, I need to do something with this energy. So I would just come up with something random just so that I could have something to obsess about. And then I make it, and then I enjoy the process of creating, but then at the end it's like, why did I do that? That did nothing. I just wasted 6 months, essentially. I had a good time, I enjoyed it, but I wasted that time. And then all during that time, opportunity missed, because I was focused on something else. You can only give your full attention to one thing at a time. So yeah, so this is just a message to all the creators, and something I learned, and I think it will help a lot of people. If you are a very highly capable person, and you come to the realization that, wow, this life is actually is not actually that difficult, right? You can get all the things that you need by doing the basics. You don't need to deploy your true self or whatever to be able to get 99% of the things you need out of this life. But if you want that golden 1%, you have to be able to integrate that other piece of you. You have to be able to show up every day for work. You have to be able to maintain your base. And you have to be able to keep your skills sharp, but also keep your eyes wide open for opportunities that align with your niche or your capabilities. And then once you see an opportunity, just go crazy with it. And then, if you're fast at learning, you learn it as fast as possible, learn it faster than everybody else, and then you profit off of it before everyone else. And I believe that's the strategy. But for me, that's the integration that will keep me from feeling like there's just like this emptiness, like, oh, I'm just like getting up every day, going to work, and yeah, I have everything I need and I can't complain, but like, sheesh, every time I create something, it just does nothing. What do I do with all this expertise that I have developed? And was all the time that I wasted in my room learning programming and learning how to do this and do that and do that and do that, was all that wasted? No, I just have to be wiser and more selective about when and how I deploy it. It has to be when an opportunity strikes, and I have to be always waiting for opportunity, just sitting there, just observing the world, waiting for something to strike, and then I go full force into it. But yeah, that's really the video. Hopefully that helped somebody, because when I was over there in my bed thinking about this, it definitely helped me, and it seems to make sense. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. This is 10X Generation, and I'll see you guys next time.